Okay, so welcome back. This is Lana Ray with Patriot Resource Network, and we're doing part two of the Missouri Republican Assembly. And I've got Ronnie White back with us. And so, where were we when we left off?
Well, we were talking about the makeup of the Missouri Republican Assembly. We had just addressed there were three districts within that, and the mission of the MRA is to make sure or try to stand up district chapters in every district in Missouri, congressional district in Missouri. It's a challenge because the mission, the nuts and bolts of the mission of the MRA at all levels is to return the Republican Party to its conservative roots. That is the best way to describe. I mean, there's many different things in there, but it all boils down to that. We want to bring the Republican Party back to its conservative roots at all levels.
Okay.
The seventh district's mission then is to, or any district, is to stand up county assemblies in every county within their district. Currently, and I believe this to be true, the third district only has one county chapter, and that's Miller County. The seventh district now has six. We have six county chapters. That would be Christian County, Greene County, Lawrence County, Jasper County, I'll probably forget one, Taney County, and Stone County.
Okay.
Those are the counties that have their own assemblies. And then, of course, the district's responsibilities are to, charter them, get them up and moving, make sure that they have all the documents and things that they need to establish and operate independently or autonomously as we call it. The big issue is getting enough people. To qualify as a chapter at a county level, you have to have a petition signed by 15 Republicans, known Republicans.
Right.
And once that petition is submitted, then there's a process where the district helps you by going to meetings with you, explain the duties and responsibilities of officers, and going through that whole process, the whole setup process. So we guide them through that. Once they're guided through it, they establish their officers, they elect their officers, they approve their bylaws, and then they become a functioning chapter.
Right.
To maintain a chapter, you've got to have a minimum of 10 members on January 31st of the next year. So we have an annual reporting requirement, January 31st of each year. We need to know how many members you got and who they are.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the function at the district level. At the county level is where the nuts and bolts are.
Yeah.
That's where the grassroots takes place.
Right. And really, it's real similar to how the Central Committee is operating, should be operating.
Yeah, it's very similar. And the only big difference is we actually get to endorse candidates.
Okay. Well, there's a big plug right there.
Yes, ma'am. In Christian County, I can talk to Christian County because I'm there. I can't talk to the others, but
Right.
in Christian County, when the current board was elected in 2023, January 2023, the president, Les Overall, called the board together, and the board members are Les Overall, Jennifer Rosebrock, she's vice president, Ron Sanders, who's the secretary, myself, the treasurer, and past president, Ken Spangler. Les brought the board together and said we need to establish a 5-year plan. And we did that. We established a 5-year plan that helped us identify the needs of our grassroots organization.
Right.
And out of that came some standing committees,
Yeah.
things like an advocacy committee. That advocacy committee's job is to identify candidates Republican candidates
Yes.
for consideration of endorsement. And they bring those people to our meetings, invite them to our meetings, and we get to ask them questions and do all kinds of things with them, trying to vet them.
Right.
I won't get into all the specifics of that because that could be very boring. But at the end of the process, I mean, we're going through a school board and health board election here in April.
Right.
We have already identified candidates for the Ozark School Board. We are endorsing two, and I can talk more about that later, and the health board as well.
Right.
Plus, we have one alderman that we've endorsed.
Okay.
I will talk to them later if this is going to air before April 2nd.
It will.
Okay, so then I'll give those guys a plug later. But, our committee's involved in a lot of things. We have started, for outreach, we have established what we call a Patriot Pizza Night
Okay.
every Thursday here in Ozark at the Godfathers.
It's Nixa.
Excuse me, apologize.
You're
Nixa, here in Nixa. Every Thursday night, starts at 6 p.m. Everybody's welcome. Also, we have a Patriot Pancake Breakfast every Friday at Scramblers on Republic Road in Springfield.
You're the one that started that. You guys.
Well, Les Overall is the culprit. Yeah, he stood it up and it has taken off. It's a great place to come and collaborate.
It is. I go there every if I'm in town, that's where I go, Friday mornings.
Yes, ma'am. But we also have committee members that keep watch on all of the local boards, and there's many boards out there that people are not aware of.
Right.
Like the health board is an issue, the fire board, the ambulance board.
Yes.
All of these kinds of things need to have citizens' eyes on them.
Right.
Because if you don't, they'll spend your tax money without.
Planning and zoning's really important. We're finding out.
That is true, and the list just keeps growing.
It does. It does. There's more than we probably any of us know.
That's true, and I say this all the time to people that when I talk to them. The state of Missouri, like most states, has lost the meaning of what it means to have a Republican form of government. When we start electing all these people for these boards, we've left the Republican form of government and went to the democracy form of government.
Right.
Under the Republican form of government, those boards would fall under the appointment of our elected officials if we were doing true republicanism. But it is what it is.
Yes.
So we got to keep our eyes on that, all those issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's what we do at the county level. Now, we do take members,
Right.
but effective now, this just happened at our convention, to become a member of a county chapter, you have to now be registered as a Republican with your county clerk.
That's on the voter ID card.
Yep, on the voter ID card. So you got to
Yes.
get that little R on there.
Yeah.
If you're considering being a member, I would ask you to do that ahead of time. Just get that out of the way. You can go right to the clerk's office, and they can handle that for you. Or,
I did it right before the caucus because they wanted that done before the caucus.
Yes,
too.
ma'am.
So, yeah.
It just saves on a little on the vetting time.
Yeah.
We do have a vetting process. We have a membership committee that takes our vetting process through there. It's broken down into three districts because we have members from 3 districts in Christian County. We have the 138th Legislative District, the 139th Legislative District, and the 140th.
40.
We share the 138th Legislative District with Stone County.
Right.
But the other 2 are within our boundaries. But our membership committee is broken down by that. In other words, if you live in the 138th, we have a group of people that take care of you there.
Okay.
If you live in the 139, well, they're combined because they're smaller. But
Right.
138th and 139 are combined. So we have one group that handles all the vetting there. And then we have one in the 140th that does all the vetting there. You do need a sponsor, somebody that knows you. You need to be well known by that sponsor. and it wouldn't hurt to come to several meetings before you apply, just so you can understand what we're doing.
Right.
Okay? So that, I mean, in a nutshell, that's basically what we do at the county level.
And you know, the whole vetting thing is kind of a newer type thing. A lot of people may not really have heard a lot about it. There's a lot of chit chat about it, a lot of pro and con opinions on this. But I'm telling you, we once we understand that the Republican Party, as well as the Democrat Party, Libertarian, and all of these different parties, these are private organizations with memberships. And we've got so many people trying to come into our Republican Party that have incorrect motives. These motives are not Republican. And just as the nation right now is undergoing so much turmoil between, and you know, we hate it, but this is just the reality of where we're at right now.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, between the Democratic, sometimes referred to as more liberal, and the bridge. We don't have a bridge any longer between the Republican and Democrat parties, because it's become so extreme more. I mean, in my opinion,
Yes.
the Democratic liberal side has just went far left, and as the Republican Party is trying to stay true to its party, it appears as though we're all, you know, they want to call us extreme.
Yeah.
But really we're just trying to stand on the trueness of that party.
Yeah. We try to stand on the principles of the Republican Party and of course their platform.
Right.
With the MRA, we have an addition there. The Missouri Republican Assembly also is governed, I can't say governed, but is modeled after the NFRA. The NFRA has 13 principles. They don't use the national platform.
Okay.
They have 13 principles that they want all of their states to go by.
Okay.
And they mirror our current Missouri Republican platform.
Okay.
They mirror that very closely. But it's very important. Here in Christian County, for example, you know, a Democrat knows that if they sign up and run for office, they're probably not going to get elected. So in the past, what has happened is Democrats, or should I say liberals,
Right.
have signed up as Republicans to run for office.
Right.
And just to get their R, you know, in those races where the R is noted.
Right.
So.
Right. And they sometimes will speak as though they will speak according to the Republican platform, but their heart and their motives are not for that.
Yeah.
And so you find out later, after you've got them into office, whether it's in a county level or even our state level,
Right.
we're seeing a lot of things in Congress, in the Missouri Congress, where, you know, the our Republican senators or House reps are voting with the Democrat bills.
Yes.
And we're sitting here going, you've got to be, you know, kidding me. You know, what happened? Well, this is why the whole vetting thing has come about. It's not because we're trying to be difficult,
Right.
or do something new, or try to not believe that some people are really speaking truth when they talk to us, but we have to know better. It's a, you know, it's not perfect, it's not, but it's they've done a very good job with what they've had to do to get that vetting process intact and in order.
Yeah, the goal is not to disenfranchise a person.
Right.
It's just to verify that you stand on Republican values
Right.
and a platform.
Right. and that you're going to do that.
Right.
Because, you know, at some point, if people are going to flip when they get into an office, no matter what office it is, even on the county level, we are going to vote you out. So, you know.
Yes, ma'am. I will say that in Christian County, we currently have two very conservative Republicans in the state legislature.
Okay.
We have Bob Titus, who
Yes.
represents the 139th, and Jamie Gregg, who
Yes.
represents the 140th.
I would agree.
So, and we vetted and endorsed those candidates.
Right.
So that's another thing you can do in a grassroots organization like the Christian County MRA. So.
Yeah. So we're going to stop there, and we're going to be coming back, and probably we'll finish up with a part 3 on the Missouri Republican Assembly, the MRA. So we'll be right back.